Hey, how's it going? Josh here from Tech with Josh, and this is episode 14 of Tech with Josh, the rise of handheld gaming. What is handheld gaming? Well, portably gaming. Remember the Game Boy? Game Boy Color, Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance SP, DS, DSi, DS Lite, all of that Game Gear, Sega Nomad, basically portable video game console. To be fair, all of us have one. We have a phone. I understand you're saying, hey, this isn't a portable game console. Yes and no. Because we all know the phone is the most powerful thing we have on us at all times. And if you have Apple, you have Apple Arcade. Netflix has their own game streaming. Xbox Cloud Gaming. Listen to my episode on cloud gaming, things like that. But the whole thing is, more and more people are gaming mobily. What do I mean mobily? Well, we're not gaming at home. With the rise of cloud gaming and certain handhelds, more people are gaming on the go. Let's dive in. So, if you're a long-time listener of this podcast, you know I have a Steam Deck. Steam Deck runs Linux, but it plays PC games on there. Linux is a operating system, like Windows or Mac OS. And with that, I can play most of my single-player library on the go. But then you have the new Asus ROG Ally, which is a stronger version, which runs Windows OS and can play a bit more, like Call of Duty, Fortnite, everything like that, Apex Legend, mostly multiplayer games because on Windows the anti-cheat can run. And I understand these devices, the Steam Deck starts at 400, the RG Ally starts at 600. So they're pretty expensive. But they have Ambinic, which makes low-end consoles that run Android that you can run emulators on to play your old games, starting at $100, $150. And they can run up to PlayStation 1 or some cases, and 64, Dreamcast. And they're pretty great. The whole thing is, the Switch, when it came out about 5, 6 years ago, made console gaming portable. Whereas everybody had Xbox One, PS4. You're used to playing at the couch. You want to go out, you have your phone, you could play a basic game like Jetpack Joyride. Cut the rope. These are older games, I know, but that's what you could play. But then, now, you have Game Pass, so you can cloud game on your phone. But the whole thing is you don't need Wi-Fi to play with that. You need Wi-Fi cellular connection. Now you can take console-like games on the go. Basically, Sony released God of War, not the new one, but the one before that, and the Amazing Spider-Man and the Miles Morales version on PC. So you can play these console games that you can only play on PlayStation before this on the go, on the subway, the bus, while waiting at the doctor's office. And it's pretty great. It's just everything's evolving. And I talked about the Logitech G Cloud, the Razer device, and now Sony's trying to hand the ring too with their new Project Q. The whole thing is, this is here to stay. And when you pair it with things such as Bluetooth headphones, hey, you don't need plug-in wired headphones, but then you have things like my Roku Matt's Airs, which are the virtual reality, augmented reality glasses. I have a screen in front of my eyes. I can still see everything around me. But instead of having people look at what I'm playing, it's in front of me. It's a private screen. It's just the possibilities are endless with it. And it's where technology is going in the future. The Switch made it so that this one console could be your home console or portable console. And guess what? Your tablet does the same thing, essentially. What do I mean by this? Well, you have a Shield TV Pro back in the day, even though you could still buy it, it has a processor in there that most phones nowadays have stronger processors. But on that, you can play high-end games. You can do so much on that. And your tablets can do the same thing. You could hook up a Bluetooth controller to it. Apple said, hey, iOS, guess what? You could hook up an Xbox controller. You could hook up PlayStation controller, Nintendo Switch Pro controller. You could hook up all of these controllers. Why? Because they understand more people are gaming on that. I remember at work, one of my coworkers, In between calls, load up Fortnite on his iPad back before it got delisted and used to play all the time. Has control and everything. And that's the thing. You get to play it your way. Like Burger King have your way, but no. With this, you get to play it. Hey, you have one TV, someone's using it. Significant other, kids, whoever, parents. Take your gaming on the go. Stream it to your device. You have a PS5, download the app and stream it to your phone. Hook up your controller to it. Have Apple TV cast to it, things like that. And the Wii U was one of the first to do that. You had to be close to the console and things like that, but it was still there. So you can start the game on the big screen. Hey, we need to take over TV, blah, blah, blah. Things happen. You switch it to the gamepad. Have the screen, you play your game right there. And it's just the options that it gives to you. And that's the main thing. Handheld gaming. If you told me 10 years ago PC gaming would be on the handheld, I would laugh at you. Because I remember when I was working in Circuit City, circa 2007, 2008, the Sony UX series of their laptops, the portable ones that touchscreen, the screen slides up. You have a keyboard underneath, has a cellular connection, things like that. It's a portable computer, more portable and compact than a laptop for on-the-go businessmen who want to take it with them on their trips, on the planes, things like that, constantly traveling. Those started at about $1,800. And were they powerful? No. What games could I run? Hey, Minesweeper, Solitaire, Free Cell, and Spider Solitaire. That's about it. You couldn't do anything on there other than read emails, respond to emails, spreadsheets, documents, things like that, because they were limited. Now, with processors shrinking, the dies, and the battery technology we have, the possibilities are endless. The Steam Deck's been out for a year, a little bit over a year, and it's sold so well because the devices that were out before it cost $1,500-$1,200 around there. For $400, sure, you don't have the biggest storage, you get SD card, and it gave you the opportunity to play games portably that you couldn't play before unless you had a great budget. Gaming laptops used to have all this RGB, be so big, you wouldn't want to take that out when you're at work. Take out a Steam Deck. You can even use it as a computer, It's just the way society is shifting. It's like streaming. Streaming is the new thing. 5 years ago, you wouldn't think you'd be streaming most of your programming. Well, same with gaming. You think gaming, if you're a gamer, is going to be on the TV. Go on, hook up your Xbox, hook up your PS5, and just play. Not anymore. PC gaming has been on the rise, especially with the pandemic. A lot of people started PC gaming because the entry point was $700. Get entry computer. You can't run everything, Matt's. But guess what? You can slip your toes into it, and take your time and try it out. Then you can upgrade. And now it's become more accessible because of things like the Steam Deck or the Ally. Hey, the Ally, you could play $700 for the higher end version. You can play almost anything. Sure, 30 FPS for the most part. And if you want to hook up to TV, you can buy additional GPUs, external graphic processing units, to hook up to your TV and give it more power. So you can play in 4K on your brand new TV. It's just handheld gaming is rising. And mark my words, in 2 or 3 years, you're going to see more devices. And that's it for this episode. Take care, and thank you for sticking around to the end.